Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here taking a look at some more PlayStation 4 games being played via remote play, and today is Saints Row Get Out of Hell. And this also counts for Saints Row 4 as well, because I did play Saints Row 4 with remote play and it's pretty much exactly the same situation as this. So we'll just go take a look at the options real quick to see if they've really allowed you to change anything up to comply with remote play, but unfortunately not. You're stuck with what you've got. And what you've got is the typical L2, R2, L3, R3 that you have with pretty much any game that's relatively lazy about taking care of remote play controls. So we're just going to go to a survival mode, and then I'm just going to talk about the controls along the way. So the controls themselves aren't really that bad. I have to say the game is definitely playable with them. You can still use your superpowers and fly, and you can still shoot and aim normally, but most people would be... I actually missed my target there. Most people would be annoyed with the idea that you have to hold the back touchpad to aim down your sights and shoot your gun, and I can definitely understand why some people might be annoyed with this, because having to do that is really kind of annoying because of how imprecise it can be. And admittedly, some people like the fact that you can keep the... Well, I imagine some people would. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I imagine some people would be more than happy with the way the game handles being able to use superpowers at any time using the shoulder buttons, instead of having to rely on the back touchpad all the time. And thankfully, you can also shoot without aiming down your sides, which works about as well. Still, it's just kind of annoying, and I wish that the customization would be there. I imagine the game would work slightly better if you could, for example, map things like crouching to the front touchpad, like down in the bottom left corner, so that you could extend the reach of the... crouch and melee on the front touchscreen in the bottom left and the bottom right, so that you could extend the back touchpad to make it so that it would be easier to hit what you need to do. It would be easier to hit the area that you need to hit in order to do something like shoot or use your superpowers. And it would also be nice to have a swap, so that if I could have my guns on the L and R buttons, like I would personally choose to, that would be great. But you could also swap it back so that people who enjoy having the superpowers in the L and R buttons instead would get that as well. That would be a much preferred solution to this problem. But it feels like they basically did nothing to the remote play to try and accommodate PlayStation Vita players. And while some may say they didn't really need to, it's not exactly an ideal situation. And the more customization, the better, right? It would be a lot nicer if the player's choice was taken into account. You have to say. It's just kind of annoying, honestly. I mean, the game is still perfectly playable. But it may not be ideal for some players. It really is just slightly annoying. You can still play it. It still works. Just don't come in expecting remote play to be catered to, because it really isn't. That was a look at Saints Row Get Out of Hell. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.